Hendrix is my all-time favorite until today. He's got something, he's got some magic nobody else has, no matter how good they are. He's got something that's so influential and so unique that it's, he stands alone. But one of my favorite songs was basically All Along the Watchtower from Hendrix that made me play guitar. I heard it on the radio. We only had one radio show once a week at the time, and me and my sister, we could stay up longer just to listen. It started at 8 o'clock, those were the days. And I heard the song in the top 10, and I started crying. And that was All Along the Watchtower. From then on, I knew, for my next birthday, I got an acoustic guitar. This is what I want to do.
The 1967 Flying V, with its distinctive psychedelic hand-painted design, is probably Hendrix's most famous guitar that isn't a Fender Strat. A mahogany body and neck, rosewood fingerboard, black finish painted with a psychedelic design. Set neck with pearl dots inlays, rounded arrow-shaped headstock with a gold Gibson logo stamped on the truss rod cover. 2 humbucking pickups, a 3-way selector switch, 2 volumes controls and 1 tone. Nickel tune or magic bridge, vibrola vibrator tailpiece, pickup covers and custom tuners. Black plastic knobs, large white and black plastic pickguard, original sunburst refinished in black, restored psychedelic paint job, nut and strap button modified for left-handed playing. The V had a sunburst finish in dark brown before Jimi was painting it with a model kit hobby paints in mid-67. The date of purchase is unknown, but the earliest photograph of him playing it is in August 15, 1967 at the Fifth Dimension Club in Ann Arbor, Michigan. As ground guitar notes, it's probably reasonable to assume that Hendrix bought the instrument in July 1967 while he was staying in New York, possibly from Manny's music shop. So what drew Hendrix to the Flying V? 2 qualities, tone and form factor. As reverb notes, Hendrix's use of Gibson guitars were likely down to a quest for a more blues-friendly sound, especially as his career progressed. And for a southpaw like Jimi, the symmetrical design of the Flying V made it easy to flip for left-handed playing.
I think when Hendrix used the V, he was a very sexy player, is the way I would describe him. He would use the Strat in that way, and the V, he was able to make it. It was somehow he brought a femininity to the V. I think the way he used it and the way it was painted, he wanted it to be a bit more mystical. Yeah.
Hendrix used the V throughout the rest of August '67, and upon his return to the UK, it became one of his go-to instruments alongside the white Fender Strat. Photograph evidence its use throughout the guitarist's European tour of September 1968, and it featured during the recording of French television program Dim Dam Dum in October of that year. By March '68, however, the V had fallen out of rotation when Jimi went back to playing a Fender Strat. His Gibson fixation didn't end there though. Later that year, he played both a Les Powell Custom and a '68 SG. The SG would even wind up on national television during Hendrix's memorable The Cavett Show performance on September 9, 1969. As for studio appearance, rumors have persisted that it was used on some of the Electric Ladyland album, including All Along the Watchtower. But there's no real proof that this was the case, and the recordings themselves sound very Strat-like. The '67 wasn't the last V Hendrix played during his lifetime. He also owned a '68 Tobacco Burst model and a custom left-handed '69 V. He played this custom model throughout the 1970s, including his appearance at the Isla White concert on August 31.
Without a doubt, Hendrix was the main one. my sole inspiration. The first time I saw him, I think in '67, something like that, tour in the UK. A tour went through here with Hendrix was headlining with on the same bill one night was Pink Floyd, and The Move, The Nice, I think, about 6 or 7 bands. But Hendrix headlined, and it was just an incredible experience. Everything that Hendrix did had elements of the future in it. There's absolutely no doubt. It was the first time I experienced with my ears something that sounded, that I could identify as heavy metal today.
So what really happened to the 67V? In 1969, Hendrix gifted the guitar to Mick Cox of Heir Apparent. Cox unfortunately stripped the instrument of its psychedelic paint job, and it was sold on through various players and shops throughout the 1970s. Then in the mid-90s, producer and Hendrix collector David Brewis came across a family-looking instrument in a guitar shop in Newcastle, England. And he quote, "I happened to be on my local guitar shop in Newcastle upon Tyne. I knew the owner, John, very well. He said, 'Hey, I just got a Jimi Hendrix Flying V.' He showed it to me and I asked if it really was Jimi's. He said, 'No, but it was the same model,' and added, 'Wouldn't it be something if it actually was Jimi's old guitar?'" At this point in the mid-90s, nobody had seen the Jimi guitar, the one with the hand-painted decorations on it, for over 20 years. Following some detective work, however, Brewis deduced that it was indeed Hendrix's guitar, and with most of the original hardware intact. And Brewis continued, "I positively identified it by matching the wood grain with some old photos, then restored it and sold it on to a collector, and it's since changed hands at least once." In 2006, Gibson produced 300 exact replicas of the Love Drop in a signature series. And there you have it, the story of a serious cool addiction to Hendrix guitar collection. So, what is your favorite Hendrix guitar? Please share your stories in the comments down below, and please put the red button and subscribe to this channel if you like it and you want to see more. Have a nice day. See you out there.